Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Real Debaters. I'm Micheal Petrow, your host and one of the debaters on the show. This week, we're supported by the Toad and the Hole Pub and Eatery in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. If you've never been in, you're a local Winnipegger, I'll be very surprised, but this is for everybody who's traveling through or for the small group of you that have never stepped inside this lovely establishment we call home. The Toad has something for everybody. The beer menu, who doesn't love beer? Beer menu is delicious. You've got local and imported and domestic beers. And when I say local, I mean craft breweries in Winnipeg. They're big supporters of the craft brewery industry. And the menu's ever changing, so you'll never get bored. The menu is super delicious. They got something for every time, every meal. You got lunch, brunch, late night snacks. The charcuterie and cheese board is fantastic. Their signature dish, the Toad in the Hole, I'll explain it to you. It is 2 Yorkshire sausages stuffed inside a Yorkshire pudding and then smothered in gravy. They should just call it hangover cure instead of the Toad in the Hole, because that's what it'll do. Then next door, you've got the whiskey bar, which houses over 200 different whiskeys to choose from. So if you're new to the libation or you've been studying whiskey for years, they've got something for everybody, and they'll educate the new ones, the newbies. I was a newbie once, and they took great care of me. Then downstairs, you've got the Cavern, which is their live music venue. This week at the Cavern, let's open up the trusty smartphone. We've got December 13th, Honolulu, Bull Rider, and the Sports Club. December 14th, Cash Grab doing 3 sets at the Toad, and then Oh So Popular doing a couple. Sorry, no, let me rephrase that. Cash Grab's doing 3 sets in the Cavern, and Oh So Popular is going to be upstairs in the Toad. So it's like a live concert venue that night. So thank you to the Toad. We appreciate it as always. This week on the show, in the living room, we've got the usual suspects. We're all back. We've got Mark Cowell, Jimmy Skinner, Christopher Stanton. Christopher Stanton's idea. He's got his second week in a row. He's got the second idea. He's on a roll, that motherfucker. This one's super fun. We're going to keep this in the rotation for 2020. So we're playing Guess That Trailer. And the whole premise of it was Chris decided we all watch a trailer that we've never seen with the sound off. And then our job is to construct what the whole entire movie is supposed to be about with no sound in 2 minutes of a trailer. What trailer did we pick? We picked the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical turned to live action musical, the movie Cats, starring Taylor Swift, Jason Derulo, Ian McCallum, Idris Elba, Francesca Hayward. I know I'm forgetting some people, so we'll just put up the trailer in the bio so you can play along and check it out on IMDb if you want to know more. Otherwise, I got nothing for you, so I'll cue the reel in a minute. Are we talking Dragonheart?
Yeah.
That would be Dennis Quaid.
There it is.
That is the human in that movie.
There you go. Not Kevin Costner.
That was a good. That was good. No, not often mistaken for.
Do you know what's really crazy to think is that out of Sean Connery's entire catalog, he ended on
League of Extraordinary
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That is what he walked out of Hollywood on. That's his mic drop.
I don't know if it was really a mic drop. I think it was like,
fuck, I should quit acting.
Yeah. You know what? I'll give him the benefit of doubt. I never saw Gentleman.
Me either.
I just heard it was awful.
No, I didn't mind it.
Is it like the Ben Stiller movie where him and Kel get superpowers, and they're all very weird? Like, do you remember Kel Mitchell from Kenan and Kel, where his character in the movie could only turn invisible if no one was looking?
Yeah,
what's the movie called?
That's Mystery Men.
The Mystery Men. Yeah, I
that's
always
where
confuse.
All-Star by Smash Mouth really got super big.
It was platinum before Shrek.
That was the theme song for it. The music video has the Mystery Men in the music video.
Does it?
That was a great crossover marketing idea. Because music videos were huge at the time, so why not pump your movie with a music
video? Hank Azaria's in it.
Yeah. He's the guy that throws silverware, right?
Yeah, something. What's the
one
name?
who farts?
I don't know, man.
One of them is Stinky.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, and
I
then
do
there's
remember
also,
parts of that. Isn't there a dude with a shovel? Is it called a shovel or something?
Isn't that
like
Ben
that?
Stiller with the
That's
shovel?
Ben Stiller. Yeah.
Well, and what's her name? Janine
Garofalo.
Yeah, she has her dead
dad's
father's
the bowling
skull
ball,
in the
yeah.
bowling ball.
That's right. So, okay, quick question. Mystery Men or Kick-Ass, which is the better superhero
I
movie
like
about...
Kick-Ass.
Yeah?
I think if Mystery Men was rated R, it'd be better.
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know.
Be
I don't know
weird.
if I'd compare those two as... Like
Kick-Ass
why Kick-Ass was for the comparison?
Only because I feel that both of the movies are about wannabe superheroes more than superheroes that are defined in comic book lore. So to keep it short, that's exactly why I threw the
Yeah, because none of them in both movies have actual powers. It's all these just dumb.
I'll say I really
tricks,
liked
right?
both Kick-Ass movies.
Alter Ego.
Both of them.
I kind of enjoyed them.
I didn't
liked
like
them.
the second one.
No, I thought it was fine.
I found it just went too over the top.
Well, oh my God, you just be happy that they didn't go full on into the comics because it could have been very, very weird.
Was it from a graphic novel? I didn't
Yep.
do it.
Yep.
I'm not...
Well, and then he
familiar with it too
wrote
much.
the second one after the first movie, didn't he?
Yes, I think so.
Very
And then there's
Violent.
also a
Oh, yeah.
third, isn't there?
Yep. Yeah. So, well, and they were planning on doing a trilogy, but it just I don't know.
The second
didn't
one
make enough
the
money or
second one, I
whatever.
think, bombed. Yeah.
Yeah.
First one was very much like, whoa, this is a bit different than
This
all
is
the other
crazy,
movies we kind of got for superheroes. It was good.
Maybe it's time to reboot it.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
Kick ass again.
There's a conversation that just happened in the last 24 hours. Have we all seen Aladdin? Did we all
No.
see it? No.
I know.
I did, yeah.
The trailer.
Okay, so do you remember, Chris, the Doofus Prince?
Like the new one?
The
or-
new one, sorry,
okay.
yes,
I've
the
seen
live
them-
action.
I've
both,
seen the
right?
old one.
Okay, so this is from the live action one. And there is an idea to give the Doofus Prince that shows up in the live action one. I can't remember his name, Prince something or other. He's pining for Jasmine, and that's when Aladdin comes along. And he's that blonde guy with the big dumb smile. They want to give him his own standalone movie.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, like this just happened yesterday.
Who's the actor though? I've seen him in other stuff.
You know what's funny? I saw that movie this summer. I don't know which character you're even talking about.
Hang on. I saw it on Twitter.
You'll
like
recognize
an
the
hour
guy.
ago.
He have you seen Friends from College? It's a Netflix show.
No.
He's also on Game Night.
Yeah. Oh.
He was the dumb boyfriend
Yeah.
who showed up with the
He always
blind
just plays an
date.
idiot.
Yeah, he's very.
And I'm sorry,
good at-
why are they wanting to give him a movie? Why not just do Aladdin 2?
Oh, and the actor that played Aladdin has apparently received no offers to do other roles.
I did
And
read
now
that.
they're doing a
Yes.
spin-off for this fucking guy.
So I don't know what's up with that. But honestly, I think we might have talked about this before. The Aladdin, the new one, made I think $1 billion.
It
Yep.
did make $1 billion. Yeah.
So why not just? I'd probably go see the other two animated sequels if they remade them and put them in theaters. Return of Jafar and whatever the other one's called.
Yeah,
We've talked about these movies
Blue
before.
Will Smith made $1 billion.
Blue Will Smith made Dr. Manhattan made $1 billion.
Or is Dr. Manhattan really just a genie?
Just a genie in a lamp. That was the inspiration for Alan Moore way back in the 80s.
Have you guys watched Watchmen yet?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my talk about this week. So,
Oh, I
you know,
haven't
great segue, Jimmy. Thank you. What'd you watch this week, buddy?
I watched. Nice. So smooth. God, we're getting good at this.
Why go to Pond 5 to buy sound effects when we have Chris Stanton in the room? Like it's the Chris Beatbox Stanton.
Would it
Anyways.
surprise you to know that I do all the sound effects on that the site that you go to? No, I'm just kidding.
Man, you're getting paid. You were making some serious side bank. Anyways, Jimmy, what'd you watch this week?
I watched My Friend Dahmer. Did you guys hear when that movie came
never
out?
saw it.
It's a
No.
few years old.
Yeah.
I think 2017 it came out.
Tubi?
No, I wish I had to illegally stream it. Yeah, the fun way.
Okay.
I don't know. It was good. It was okay. It was very Hollywoodized, I guess.
Is it about Dahmer or is
Yeah,
it one of those
like
titles that-
it's about him growing up in his childhood and stuff, and he's weird. Like he does the typical serial killer stuff, like collects roadkill, that type of shit.
See, it's
starts
based
with
off.
small animals?
Yeah, exactly.
It's based off the graphic novel. Written,
is?
Yeah, written by the guy that wrote it. Is like it's from. He grew up with Jeffrey.
Creepy.
So it's from. I don't know how the movie has taken it. I don't know how much he had involved in the movie, but the graphic novel, yeah, is from.
Well, I didn't know that. I wish I knew that.
That's why it's called My Friend
Okay.
Dahmer, right? Because he kind of.
Oh, it's right on the nose.
Well, and he
Yeah.
does have a relationship with two other boys in the movie, and they.
He might be one of those boys. I haven't seen it again.
It was. The guy that plays him, he does basically just Disney stuff. It's really strange. I wish I could remember his name, but
He wanted to break away from animation.
Did
He did a
they
good
try
job.
to normalize him too much or make him like he's just like us, but he's twisted?
No, it
He
was
plays
like,
Xbox too.
like Zac Efron's Ted Bundy. No, it wasn't like that. It was like you could definitely feel that he's off, and it's strange that no one did anything. But it's like I watched an interview with him on 2020 with Stone Phillips this morning just to get an extra idea, and it feels like they overplayed him too much. Like he was like in the movie, he was acting a lot crazier than he actually was because he seemed much more quiet demeanor. Crazy
in the
than
interview.
actual out loud crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was an inside crazy.
Yeah,
Inside voice crazy.
the interview was creepy as hell. The movie was all right.
Well, I mean, when not that I'm a professional psychoanalyzing any serial killer
You're
by
not?
any means. No, I don't have that. That's not on my resume, guys.
Why have I been paying you?
Sorry, I've been lying to you, but every time you ask me questions about it,
Pretty sure that was in your bio.
Are you just letting me sleep on your couch?
yeah, eventually you'll be in my freezer,
I
Chris.
think I read that on your Wikipedia page.
First of all, if I have a Wikipedia page, I'm doing something right. No, but like they don't think anything's wrong because they lack the empathy, right? So your carbon copy serial killer just goes, well, why do you think this is wrong? Because they
Right.
don't recognize it. So to overplay Jeffrey Dahmer compared to how Jeffrey Dahmer was in real life, you might be on.
I don't know. It makes for an interesting movie.
Sure. Okay. How many chopped off heads
Oh,
out of 10 do you give it?
How many heads in the freezer?
Yeah. How many freezer heads?
How many dead birds out of 6?
3 in the freezer and 1 in the vat of acid. Yeah,
One in a 45-gallon drum of acid.
Yeah.
To
and that's
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Should we go watch it if we're fans of it? No.
eh.
I do like serial killer stuff.
Like
I'm
it's
a big fan of
it's not as much a horror movie as it is a thriller.
okay.
So if you're I don't know. It kept me entertained.
I did see the Dahmer movie that Jeremy Renner plays Jeffrey Dahmer.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
That's
that one
older,
is.
isn't
It is older. Yeah, it's like late 90s, early.
Renner played Dahmer? I
Renner
didn't
played
know
Dahmer. Yeah, when Renner was trying
As
to,
Hawkeye.
as yeah, everybody was killed with a bow and arrow. It's a reimagining, so to speak.
It's a weird mashup.
But he did a good job because it was very boring. It was very dry, and then the kill scenes were in your face, and then it went back to. So it tried to showcase this is just his Monday to Friday.
Well, that sounds more realistic.
Yeah, than the graphic novel version.
Like, is this a thing now? Like, every 10 years we need a new Dahmer movie like coming around? At some point, it's just got to be like, okay, I think we're
The Dahmer extended
good.
universe.
Yeah, like we're good. Going through the multi.
I just
Multi-Dahmerverse.
Yeah.
The DC.
Come with me, Jeff, if you want to live. But I'm Jeff too. I don't know. They all have different voices. That'd make the funniest part.
We're all Jeff.
Me too. I could do this for an hour.
This is Ray Romano playing Jeffrey Dahmer.
Bobcat Goldthwait playing Jeffrey Dahmer.
I don't know what made me think of it, but you're talking about like Jeff 2 or whatever. The movie Big Hero 6.
Yes.
We're watching it, and Chrissy's like, I haven't seen 1 through 5.
Oh, Chrissy.
That's
horrible.
That'd be great though if there was 6 Big Hero 6 movies.
And we
like
just
that.
didn't know.
That would be, this is the yeah. I'd be like, wow, this is a
Shit.
very good quality
Very-
franchise.
yeah,
after
very
6,
popular.
Yeah, after 6, we're getting
Didn't
a
cross the
sequel.
pond until 6.
Is it going to be Big Hero 7?
Are we getting a sequel to that?
Big Hero
I feel like
6-2?
we should.
6.2 would make the most sense.
That'd be
or
kinda
6.1.
I don't like this.
Neither do I.
They definitely sort of had I think a tease scene at the end about something.
I think all movies are just legally required to do that,
Yeah,
just for money's
just
sake.
in case.
Just to
Remember
give-
at the end, what was the one X-Men movie where Professor X is on like his deathbed or something, and he wakes up to the nurse and says something? Do we know? I think it might be
I think that's The
Wolverine,
Last
the
Stand.
Wolverine Origins one, or Last Stand. Yeah, but there was never any like what? Like he's dead.
I
don't-
feel like
I
at
don't
the
remember
end
what-
of
how
that
was-
movie, they had the end, but with a question mark.
Yeah,
the end. ...
Is it?
exclamation.
Depends how this does in the box office.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how much online chatter happens after you drop an end credit scene, right? Like if you drop one and everyone's like confused.
Sir, no
by
one
it.
watched it. Oh, crap.
Oh, shit, no sequel for us.
Guess we can't make Ms. Marvel 2 now. Damn it.
All right, moving on. Mark, what'd you watch this week? Thank you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, we missed you
been
last
a while.
episode.
It's been a while.
It's Stained podcast now.
Since I've gone and fucked things up just like I always do. Oh,
Going into the deep tracks of Sting.
Went to a Sting concert. That's what I saw.
Stinged.
I have been so busy with work and other things in my life that I've like not even turned TV on really.
Okay.
Which is sad. But I did
Just live for once.
While
Mark.
I'm working, I've streamed some like catching up on a few like TV series stuff.
Sure,
So
yeah.
I've tried to catch up on Suits. And
When was the last time you picked it up? Like, how long has it been in between?
2 years maybe.
Do you remember where you left off?
Yeah, I left off actually when like Meghan Markle and they left the show. Like
Oh, so
that
she was going to get
season.
married in real life?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now they're just like referencing back to her kind of thing because I doubt a royals
Do
gonna
they
make
do-
a guest
do
appearance.
call her
Do they do like meta like references about like
Princess
she's-
Meghan.
Yes.
She's just having a royal day. I don't know what a
They
term
said
would
something
be.
for her, like something about life changing. And well, not as much as it changed for her.
The Queen's the new DA.
Prince Charles comes in. He's running shop. Like what the-
British law, much different.
Prince,
British common law, not a
No, yeah.
adversarial system.
Does
No,
it-
very
Prince Andrew's on trial.
Topical.
too soon.
Oh yeah.
No.
no,
Much too late.
Much too
Much
late.
too late.
Much too
Yeah.
late.
If you look at the whole story, way
Oh,
fucking
way
late.
too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this podcast like 50
The
years ago. I don't
real
know.
debaters.
And I did
Yeah.
push through and binge the last 2 seasons up to the Silicon Valley.
Oh.
Yeah.
How is I had to let that fall by the wayside.
I love it. I miss TJ Miller a lot from it because I thought he was an awesome character on it. But
He was comic relief for sure. Like if everything got too nerdy, he could
Yeah.
always bring it back to like some ridiculous over the top moment.
but I
and-
think the lead, like Thomas Middleditch, is that his
Yeah.
name? Yeah,
Yes,
he plays a really his role's kind of been increased as far as screen time, and he's been really good.
okay.
Same with the kind of the other supporting members. It's good. I enjoy it a lot. It's entertaining and it's nerdy enough for me to get into it. And
I'll never forget how hard I laughed when they were at TechCrunch the first time, like in the early seasons, and they had to argue about how they were going to get everybody in the room to agree with their product. And they thought, well, if we only jerk off everybody in the room, that might work. And then they go to the whiteboard
That
and like
scene
draw
is-
out like mathematical equations on how to jerk off everybody in a certain amount
the most
of time.
efficient way would be having 2 guys standing face to face so that you can on the forward and backstroke. But then they're like, but you have to take into effect that the guys have to be the same height.
Like they really went deep, like how 4 geeks would assess that situation.
I heard them break that scene down, and he said like the math pretty much works.
Sure.
The way that they put it on the show.
They
Yeah.
tested it.
That was I actually heard him on Dax's podcast. What's his name on the show? The Indian guy.
Oh, Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
Camille Nanjiani.
Yeah. And he was fucking hilarious. Like, yeah, the math basically works. I'm like, as it should.
We went to talk to a mathematician and a physicist,
Yeah.
and somebody who knows architecture, and we just sat down and figured it
A
out.
mathematician, a different kind of
Mathematician.
They're very like on point when it comes to like what's happening in the tech world on the show, like kind of mirror it. So they're talking, this one's about kind of data mining people for all there's one guy that kind of steals their platform for data mining when they never really wanted it to be. So they're playing this video game. It's like a medieval like guy on a horse riding through a town. He's like, oh, I could really go for a pizza. And then boom, like a Domino's pizza appears in the town. And the guy's like, fucking cocks. And then all of a sudden this porn starts streaming. And no, kittens, flowers. And I'm like, that's how my feed feels sometimes. You just talk about like, I wonder if I should buy a boat coming up. And then every boat's everywhere in your fucking feed.
That will never stop freaking me out. Like
Yeah.
it's obvious that our cellular devices are hot mic'd to, but at the same time, the websites like Google and the big players all say that it's just the algorithm. It's not
Siri's
really
listening all the time. Or
I
else
know
how
she
would they
is.
know that you're
Yeah.
saying, "Hey Siri"?
like
Yeah, there's sometimes. Yeah,
I think my
Touche,
phone just
Jimmy.
responded to that.
sometimes there's just stuff that's just was so specific.
Yeah.
You're
It
like,
has to be.
You're like, no.
like
Stop.
when you say I want a boat, but you mention that you want a pink boat with like dual engine and a wakeboard, let's say, and then all of a sudden a picture of that identical situation shows up. I know that's what
creepy
you're
as
talking
fuck.
about, Chris. Like
Yeah.
the specifics are just too.
Well, it's not even like sometimes you're talking about like I want this. You're just talking about some subject matter, and then you'll see on your phone like
And how specific it is, like the blue butt plug with the crystal end.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways,
no.
what'd you watch, Chris?
now I know it's in your shopping cart on Amazon.
yeah.
Yeah, if you don't buy
His
that
wish
shit, they
list.
just keep reminding you and
Finally,
reminding you.
fuck it, I'll buy it. Like, leave me alone.
On a note of that, I looked at Brook Linen because they
Yes.
advertise on a lot of great podcasts. I
Yes.
just went to the site, looked around, put something in my shopping cart. They send me emails like 14 times a day. Oh, come on back and empty that cart. And
That's
Apparently it's good
exactly-
stuff though.
Yeah.
Like I always hear their ads too, and it
Yeah,
sounds
I
fine.
hear
I want to
it's
get a
good.
Quip.
a quip.
Yeah, have you heard
That's
of
the
those?
the
toothbrush company.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. I saw an ad for theirs on TV, so they're really moving up in the world.
What does
Yeah.
Dax drive? He drives the Chrysler
Pacifica.
I want a Chrysler Pacifica 'cause he's talked about his. It's like blacked out, tinted, huge rims on it. Like he's pimped the shit out of
Yeah,
this
I want to
thing.
be in MeUndies
Yeah.
eating HelloFresh in my Pacifica.
Who says branding doesn't work these days, right? Okay, so how many gigabytes would you give Silicon Valley?
You know what? Silicon Valley is good. It's lost a gig since TJ's not on it, but I'd still give it a solid 8.
Still got some computing power.
Yes.
All right, cool. Chris, what'd you watch this week?
I watched holiday classic Die Hard.
Sick.
Yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, I watched it last night actually.
Nakatomi Towers, or is it Nakatomi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched the first one or the second one? Because I
No.
consider the first and the second
The
one.
second
No, the second
one's-
one's at the airport.
Well,
I
he
know it's at
said
the
Die
airport.
Hard,
Yeah,
so
I
that's
said
what he
Die
watched.
Hard.
Okay.
I didn't say
Die
Sorry,
Hard.
I didn't
Die
add
Hard 2,
anything
Die Hard
else
with a
to
Vengeance.
that.
Didn't
My
say
bad.
with a
Okay.
vengeance.
once
Harder.
yeah. Once the D
He
came out
didn't
of my
live
mouth,
free to
it's
die
done.
hard. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, then
sorry.
there's no going to Russia with his son and
There was no
daughter.
Justin Long.
Would you watch
Yeah.
it on
Or
He
TV?
Kevin Smith.
He didn't go back in time to kill his former self.
That's Looper.
Did you
and then there was
choose
like
to
a
watch it?
child that was like had the force or something.
Turned out he was a ghost the whole time.
Yeah, and it's like,
This
hey,
This movie needs to be made. Whatever we've just discussed now has to be made. Okay, so is it?
yes,
everything
I
you remembered
watched. I watched the Netflix or no Crave version of it.
The
so
Crave
it was-
original Die
So I assume it had all the. It all had all the swearing.
That's
all, had all the
DYE
blood.
hard. It's actually a show about making shirts.
No, but it's still just a great action movie.
It always
It has the nice build up. Like it's not. What I liked is there's no like opening scene where it's like, oh, look how I'm a rogue cop and I'm so badass. Like I think if they
Like a
remade it,
Schwarzenegger.
yeah, they'd show us something to showcase his styles off top. No, it's just him flying into L.A.
Yeah, it's
You know,
a
and
very
the
slow
Christmas
start,
party's kind of going, and you kind of get the build. Okay, he's not going through a divorce, but kind of, and
His
trying
marriage
to
is
make it
definitely on the rocks.
Yeah, definitely, and she wants to make it work, and you can tell he does. And then, ooh, those pesky Germans show up, and
They know how to ruin a Christmas
yeah,
party.
and Alan Rickman shines like he does.
Is this the first
Rip.
Christmas since he passed, or is it
He's
already-
been
No, he's been
gone
gone for a couple years.
been a
now, I
few
think.
4 or 5 years now, I think.
Time just flies.
Yeah. With no Rickman in your life, time flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rickman and Morty.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would too.
Sometimes you just don't have time to die.
Oh,
That would have been a better segue if we didn't have to get to
Yeah,
that.
now we have that.
right?
What'd you want? Mike,
Anyways.
let's just get through this.
Yeah, come on.
All right, fuck it. I am just 2 seconds too early. I have been on the Disney Plus kick.
Oh,
for
yeah.
the last like Mandalorian and all the other Star Wars
Did you watch
movies.
Chapter 5?
I'm all caught up now. Me and Sean
the-
are caught
Me
up
too.
last
The
night.
Mando.
have you watched the new one
Mando.
from
I
last night?
watched the one last
The
night.
mandolin?
I haven't watched
What
it.
is that?
The Mandolin Warrior.
The
The Mandolin Warrior?
It's this guy who decides to slice things really fine as a threat to humanity.
Funny, I
This
haven't,
is really
haven't
good
heard of
at
that
the
show.
fiddle.
you Baby Yoda, no, you've
No,
been
it's
so
that-
buried in the
it's
books that
Kind
you-
of must have missed popular culture or
Okay.
something. It's
Well,
very
I-
It's in
underground.
all the magazines.
There's a spread in Penthouse with Baby Yoda
wasn't
already.
wasn't in the paper last weekend. Wasn't in the About Town
okay,
section.
Listen, he's 50 years old, Jimmy. He can be in a penthouse. It's legal. Okay, he might not look legal.
So how
but
old was Yoda?
Yoda?
Wasn't he
900.
900?
Yeah,
Jeez.
900's
When he
the
passed.
secret number.
Talk about
Which
living
means
past your prime.
This what I always liked in this is like so how long is it between the prequels to Jedi? What is it about?
It's 5 years after Jedi and 10 years before.
No. But between prequels and Jedi, that's like what, 30 years usually?
I don't know.
30 years is their magic number because they use 30 from Return to Force Awakens.
Yeah, and just going by the age of Luke from the end when he was born.
Yeah, if you reverse engineer the age.
So what I'm getting at is I always liked how Yoda's like this, like, ooh, flip it around and everything. I'm 870 years old. And then all of a sudden it's like, now I'm 890 and that's...
Now I got to use a cane.
Now I live in this hut and I
have to
don't
sit in a
go beyond
backpack.
it. Yeah. I need someone else.
My legs don't work.
I'd be all for a Yoda show that shows us his little adventures on Dagobah, and maybe he gets like a hip injury.
You know it's coming.
Totally. Yeah. A hip injury.
Like they're gonna give us the Baby Yoda show.
Yeah.
No, it's actually, that's not what I want. I mean, I am all caught up
that's
on
not
it.
even
It's
what-
just,
You don't get to have two.
I said I'm on the Disney Plus kick. There's the Mandalorian. There's this and that, but it's
There's
actually,
another show on Disney Plus?
There's another really interesting show called The Imagineers on Disney, which is the history of Walt Disney starting Disney World and then building the park with his team of 11 original Imagineers. Have you heard the term Imagineer before?
I told you about the term
You told-
Imagineers
yeah.
on this show.
And I feel like
I know, but I just don't know if they
But
were
no,
the-
I haven't heard of it. Can
Okay.
you tell me about it?
All right,
Can
well-
you mansplain it to me? Can you Mike explain it to me?
All right,
Just sit there and look pretty, okay?
So for everybody listening who's never heard Imagineers, fuck Mark for a second. Imagineers
Missed you.
are the combination of...
Just wait a second. Stop before you tell us.
Yeah.
You've recently returned from a trip to this very Disney we speak of.
Walt Disney's World.
Yeah, I'm putting together the final episode of the year to talk all about that.
Okay, then we will-
yeah. So there's going to be a lot about that on the year in review stuff. So, but the Imagineers documentary is amazing to just watch what Walt Disney started an animation studio. He didn't start a theme park. He started an animation studio that then went, hey, you know what? I like big toys and I like playing. So that was his next thought. And it was the World Fair that he got in partnership with that basically launched his idea to do Walt Disney World. Now, the craziest thing I didn't know, and the reason why Walt Disney World has been a success since day one, is that he went to ABC because nobody would fund him. Nobody would give him the money for the TV series or for the park.
Okay.
So he said, you give me $5 million and I will write you a TV show every Sunday night.
Which was $6 billion back in the 40s.
Every night before Disney started, he would promote by getting paid to promote his park. And he would show everybody on the Disney show how building was coming along and what to expect and how he was building it and where it all came from. So he used ABC and the $5 million they gave him, because that's what he thought the park would cost,
Yep.
to get everybody interested in it.
So this is like the wide world of Disney.
This is the Wide World of Disney series. The first episode was like an hour and 20 minutes.
Jesus.
And there's like 10 episodes about Disney's inception all the way to Florida, then after Walt Disney passes away, and then
The freezing of his body.
Is he though, Michael?
Where they've hidden it.
I went
In the
and checked last
Dominican?
night.
And this show is definitely not biased at all. Right?
No, it's not made by Disney whatsoever. But they did a really great job at editing the old documentary footage they took while they were building the park, and it looks crystal clear. It's amazing to watch them put dinosaurs together in 1957. Like,
That would be cool.
I didn't know dinosaurs were invented in.
Well,
then.
the building.
Dinosaurs were invented by Disney.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, sorry.
He discovered them.
Underneath the
You know
45
what?
acres he bought.
I don't actually know who discovered dinosaurs first.
John Hammond.
So it could have been Disney.
You know what? Yeah, for all intents and purposes. Needless to say, if you're really interested in, because I just came back from Disney, I'm hot to trot on the whole thing. But
Yeah.
if you really do want to know where it all started, that series on the Disney Plus network is.
And I think we can all
fucking
agree
interesting.
that Disney needs more promotion. So.
Yeah, self-promotion is one thing that
So,
they're lacking in.
Well, how many frozen heads would you give it, Michael?
I would give it 10 reanimated Walt Disneys out of 10. I was floored by it. Like,
They'd all be Frankenstein like.
but here's what's crazy.
I'd watch that movie.
They say it with like
12 monkeys.
so matter of fact. They're like, yeah, he asked for $5 million, and the park cost at the time $17 million to build.
What year was that again?
1957.
And that was just
I
on the
just wanna see what
monorail.
the conversion is.
That's got to be like the daily operating budget.
Now it probably nowadays that's the morning.
That's just to pay the costumed actors.
Like, but when you think about it, like $5 million in the 50s, okay, like
$1 billion
inflation and all that stuff is $1 billion now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, I give it 10 reanimated Disneys out of 10 for sure. Now back to Mark, so he can elegantly segue into the trailer. What did you have no time for?
We have no time to die.
Oh, welcome to the trailer of the week,
Well,
Chris.
that felt fluid.
It's the trailer of the week.
Never get
We'll work
bored
on
of
that
me.
in editing.
Yeah, we will. I'll flip it and reverse it. Missy Elliott she'll be happy. Put my name down.
Flip it and reverse it.
So the trailer of the week is No Time to Die, the brand new James Bond movie.
The world is arming faster than we can respond. Where's 007?
I need a favor, brother. You're the only one I trust for this.
The world's moved on, Commander Bond.
You were 00?
2 years. So stay in your lane. You get in my way, I will put a bullet in your knee. The one that works.
I thought you two would get along.
Name? Bond. James Bond.
So you're not dead?
Hello, Q. I've missed you.
It's the most valuable asset this country has. If you feel yourself losing control,
I'm not going to lose control.
James, you gave up everything for her. When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of him.
What is it?
You don't know what this is?
James Bond. License to kill. History of violence. I could be speaking to my own reflection. Only your skills die with your body. Mine will survive long after I'm gone.
History isn't kind to men who play God.
Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a James Bond movie. Like,
Yes.
like we were talking about before. The last one I saw was Casino Royale, and I like that one. So I don't know. It's how old is Daniel Craig now? It's got to be put like 50, right?
Yeah, 55. 54.
I mean, he looks like he's still moving fine, and he's got it down. I don't know if I'll see this in theaters, but yeah, I don't know. It seems like a run of the mill action movie.
Do you know? Like, do you know that Casino Royale is a remake of the original Casino Royale? Okay.
No.
So the first
I was born in 1995.
I know, and I don't want to be like, because you're so younger than us. So that's why I'm just putting it on the nose here. But so Casino Royale was made in like the 70s,
Right.
and it was really bad. It was George Lazenby was James Bond, and Casino Royale is essentially the start of the Bond series. I might be wrong. There might be another one, but I'm pretty sure it's the first one.
Please tell us how we're wrong. We want to hear it.
No, I might be wrong.
And who was James Bond in the original Casino Royale?
George Lazenby.
Absolutely.
And it's campy and like a circus show, and there's a lion in it, I think. And basically MI6 and the CIA come to him and say, we need you to come back. And it's at the end of his career. So then everything going forward is James Bond younger, getting to that point. So when the Broccoli family and Sony and everybody got together and did Casino Royale, it was like a reboot of the series.
Weird.
So then we'll get a new James Bond. He's like, he's getting younger again.
Have you guys heard
Well, no,
that-
you'll be getting some of the same stories, just done with a more updated feel. So Blofeld, which is Christoph Waltz's character, there was an homage to what's his name from No Country for Old Men. You have your Bardem?
Yeah.
When he takes out that plate in I believe it's
Skyfall.
Skyfall. That's like a little nod to Moonraker with Jaws, with his metal jaws. Like there's lots of little things. So
Have
so
you guys
know.
heard that? Have you guys heard that conspiracy theory where that James Bond is just like the moniker, and that it's like a different person that is James Bond, like how 007 is the code name. James Bond is also a code name.
Yes, I've 100% heard that, which is why
I thought that was actually like what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Is
that's
I
what
don't
it
think
is.
it's a
Yeah.
theory.
cool.
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, like James Bond is.
We're all Bond.
Prove it.
Well, another little Bond fact: Bond is based on a spy who lived in Winnipeg.
I did know that.
Ew, why would he do that?
Can't remember his name, but he was a spy for the British Royal Navy, and he was stationed here.
And he just got stabbed. Totally unrelated to the
Hanging
spying.
around downtown
Winnipeg.
He just died.
Come for the hockey, leave with the stab wound.
Yeah.
So his the idea of James Bond was based on this spy that was stationed in Winnipeg.
Cool.
So
I'm
Thanks
learning.
for telling us so much about your point of view on this, Jimmy.
It was.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
That's some great insight you have there.
Hey, Mike, what do you have
do you
to
think of
say
this,
about
Mike?
the movie?
I'm good actually.
Maybe you should have went first, man.
I don't even know what to add to myself
I'm-
now. It looks
that's-
like I think we can all agree it looks like a Bond movie.
Yeah. Are you guys going to see it in theaters, Mark?
You know what? I actually, the only thing I'm going to say is I was probably from the trailer more excited for this one than I have been for the last couple. It just felt old Bondy.
Good old Bondy.
Well, it felt old Bond. Like there's that scene with the older Aston Martin, I think it was, right? With the machine gun headlights. Like that
So
felt
cool.
old, campy, but still cool Bond. They didn't try to like update it too much. It felt like that. It's kind of got that old vibe to it where I'd be more excited about seeing it.
One thing I noticed, you definitely, I think, have to see Spectre to get a lot of the plot points, and I hadn't seen Spectre. So
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah.
You had explained some of them, but I think if I want to see in theaters, I want to see Spectre first.
You definitely should. Like you'll be like, huh? Why? There's a plot hole there, and then
Can we do a Bondathon?
We can. I've got them all.
Oh my God, let's do a Bondathon.
It's like 50 hours.
We're gonna need a lot of time.
Well, I don't know, just Royale, Skyfall.
A Daniel Craig Bondathon.
Yeah, Daniel
Yeah.
Craig-a-thon.
That's more feasible.
That's
a
100%
long
feasible.
weekend.
When does that one come out? When's the new one come out? Summer.
Toyotathon.
Toyota pricing. Let's see here. What did it say?
When does the new Bond movie come out?
So you're asking your phone because it's always listening.
February 16, 2018.
Word is Bond. It's a book.
It is a book.
It says 2020 on IMDb. It doesn't give an actual.
Is it still the same person writing them?
I'm sure it's a team of people. Like Robert Robert R. Broccoli or Robert L. Broccoli was the
I'm not 100%
was the
sure.
original
Bobby Broccoli.
Bobby Broccoli.
Old Bob Brock is his friend still.
There was a point where like it was going to get put to bed because the family couldn't agree to rights and contracts with Sony, and there was a moment.
Sounds like
where-
everyone's having problems with that.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So everyone knows my view. So we can actually move into the debate. Chris, do you want to regale us with your idea for this week's debate? Second one in a row, mind you. You're on fire.
Yeah, I was
right
on,
now,
I'm on fire with
Yeah.
these.
Not just an idea, maybe like a groundbreaking new concept in debating.
Maybe we'll have to see how it goes. Or see how it goes.
This is the test run.
The one worry I have is that we're all going to have similar stories. And that being said, the debate this week is that we've all watched the new Cats trailer. Not the new trailer, but we've watched a Cats trailer.
Cats trailer 1.
Yeah, Cats trailer 1. I hope we did watch the one.
Watch along at home.
Didn't think of that till Thursday night.
Yeah. The thing is, we watched it in silence, no audio, and then we each have come up with our own premise or summary of the Cats movie based on the silent footage that we all had to watch for 2.5 minutes, which was even creepier. Because I'm like, I don't know, do they sound like cats or do they just sound like each other? I don't know.
We don't know. It was silent.
It was silent. And I didn't. Mark, you said you watched the trailer with audio.
I feel
I
like
didn't want to do that.
I feel like we should, maybe you can edit this out, but I feel like we should watch the trailer again just so that we're all on the same page.
I can throw it on right now.
Yeah,
while we're
you
listening.
could maybe
Okay.
do this
Yeah,
because
totally.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to lead this one off here.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some things that I want you to pay attention to that are going to come up as you're going to see some
Okay.
some themes
See, I'm
in my
not-
presentation.
I'm not super specific on a lot of stuff.
Oh no,
you
you're
see.
gonna. I made it very specific to the trailer in general.
I just like doing voices.
So you guys are. I do not have any voices
this summer.
All right.
It's cats.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
This does not look like cats.
Seen you before, have I? Open up and tell me if you find there the meaning of what happiness is. Then a new life will begin. Come, we're about to begin.
To try for a different life?
A new day has begun.
So we're back. We've just watched the Cats trailer for a refresher here for Mark to go first. So Mark, please regale us with what the fuck you think that's about.
Oh, wow. I hope you guys paid close attention because I'm about to blow your minds. Well, if you couldn't tell from the trailer, the movie is called Cats, but it's actually got a secondary title that you might have not noticed on the trailer.
Okay, fine print.
Yes. It's actually the miserable life of the cabaret cats of Chicago. From the producers of parodies such as Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood and Shriek If You Know What I Did Last Friday the 13th on Elm Street comes the tale of Snowball. Raised in an affluent white suburb of Chicago, Snowball is suddenly orphaned when her weekly trip to the pet spa goes horribly awry. Thrown from the vehicle as her owner is killed in a car accident, she's trapped, whiskers deep in a snowbank. As night descends, Snowball resigns herself to the fact that this may be the end. Out of the mist emerges a mysterious group of strays that free Snowball from her carrier and rescue her into their den. Relieved and grateful, Snowball cuddles into a warm bed in a bowl of milk. Unbeknownst to her, the milk is laced with high-grade pure nip. Snowball spends the next few weeks in and out of a nip-laced haze. The group's leader, as we saw in the film, a ruthless tomcat named Shadow, forces Snowball to perform unthinkable acts for toys and trinkets, the currency of the cat world.
Of course.
One night, we all recall that? While returning from a particularly unpleasant playdate, Snowball's approached on the street and given one chance
just
to change her life forever.
What does that mean, an unpleasant playdate? You raised your eyebrows and then continued.
Shadow turned her out. He's pimping her out.
Oh, that... Okay.
Yes, she's all hopped up on nip. I established this.
You do
She's given an opportunity, one chance to change her life. As we see where she walks through the door, Snowball enters the world of Micheal Rouge. Taken in by the house madam, a sophisticated mother cat named Eloise.
Played by Dame Judi Dench, I'm
Absolutely.
guessing? Okay, all right.
Who sees Snowball through her difficult nip detox. Once clean, Snowball is introduced to the exciting and flamboyant world of feline burlesque. She's befriended by a young upcoming star named Calico, played by Jennifer Hudson.
Okay, all right.
As their friendship grows, they discover they were both rescued from Shadow, who was the bad pimp.
Yeah.
The bad pimp.
Is that James Gordon?
Is that Idris
No,
Elba?
no.
No, that's the no name, the guy with the patches on his face, I think.
Ian McCullen.
Enter
Wasn't that Remy Malik?
Is that Remy Malik?
I don't know.
Enter Ginger.
Which trailer did we watch?
Ginger, the star of Micheal Rouge, played by Taylor Swift. Ginger was raised from a kitten by Eloise and looks down upon the rescues. Ginger baits Snowball by sprinkling the hard-to-resist nip from her perch atop of the Micheal Rouge cat tree. With the help of a ragtag troupe of performers, Snowball resists her urges and finds her hidden talents.
That's nice.
All the while, in the shadows, Shadow has been waiting to pounce
Idris Elba.
and reclaim his property. An unexpected bond forms between Ginger, Calico, and Snowball as Ginger comes to realize that there is more strength in numbers, and the three of them are an unstoppable force.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Cats.
There you go. Using her influence, Ginger lures Shadow into a cat and mouse game with the authorities. And Shadow is permanently taken out of the picture by animal services. Once and for all, freeing Snowball and Calico from the painful memories of the past. The trio are now able to take their troupe to the next level and create a blockbuster outdoor show in Vegas at the MGM Grand, as you see at the end.
What? Wow. It's the thing is that might actually be the basic plot of the movie. I don't know, and what I just want to say is I will be voting for who I think hit it on the nose the best.
Okay. So this isn't about being over the top.
Well,
This
you
is
can
about...
vote how you're going to vote. But that's how I'm voting.
Okay.
I got to change mine.
Why was it the same thing?
Yeah. Word for word.
Verbatim. I really like it, actually, Mark. You've told me a better story than I think I've heard in a long time.
I think it's better than the movie, personally.
I hope that's, like Chris says, I hope that's what the fucking
Well,
movie's
I
about.
can almost think that there's something with that. What did you call the main cat girl?
Snowball?
Snowball, yeah. I think there is sort of
She
some sort of
died.
fish out of water story probably happening.
I
or
agree.
Whatever.
Catfish out of water.
Catfish out of water, yeah.
She was catfished?
Yeah.
Out of water.
In the shape. I don't know.
There definitely is something with the main character finding redemption, I think.
I don't know about
or-
redemption.
no?
I think it's her, well, whatever.
The main character.
Actually, you know what I think is happening with the new cat?
Is your version going to try to make us horny for cats?
Mine is.
Well, I thought
No,
the
mine
trailer
is.
already did that. Yeah.
If you
All
display
right.
signs of philophobia, then
I take back my statement.
philophilia.
I like your. I like the inclusion of that Taylor Swift was raised as a kitten and she looks down. I was like, "Fuck!" I think this actually might be what's going on.
Well, you see her
Yeah,
sitting
'cause
atop.
she's really just playing herself.
She seems
but
sitting
as a
atop
cat form.
sprinkling catnip down below. And
Yes.
that's luring.
I referenced that
Yes,
in mine
snowballing.
as
It's like what Taylor Swift does on stage. She sprinkles Taylor Swift to the audience. So
Swift
why would
juice about-
Swift
That-
juice to
her-
the world?
Is that just her term for crop dusting, basically?
I just swifted you.
Yeah, that's why she has those runways that
Swifter.
go out so she can walk out, then walk back.
You've been swifted.
Yeah. They all just breathe it in.
Gross.
There's a Swifter wet jet
500
joke in there somewhere. I just can't find it.
All right, who's next?
I will take second draw because Jimmy said he was afraid of getting horny, so I'm going to make them all Randy right now.
I just hope this week doesn't have any dog murders.
No, there's actually
Jeez.
no. There's not a single pet dying. I used that card last week
Because this was your chance
This
to do
was
it.
Yeah,
right.
you could have done it this week. Just kill all the cats.
The only characters are like anthropomorphic cats.
Just a bunch of feral cats that need to be put down. That
yeah,
was,
just put them in a garbage bag.
Nice use of anthropomorphic.
I didn't know if it was right.
I think it was.
All right, we'll deal with that later. Someone email us. Tell us I'm wrong. We want to hear your opinions about how wrong I am.
Okay, so I looked at
Email Jimmy After Dark at realdebaters.com.
Jad at realdebaters.com. I looked. I sat here and I just went with the first thing that popped.
How
into
many
my
times
head.
did you watch this trailer?
I think 5.
Oh God.
I
watched it once. I was like, all right, I think I got the gist.
I did it 5 times because what I did was I would watch it once and then I would try to see something in it and then I would start it and stop it every 10-20 seconds to see if what I wrote in my head, my head only, made sense. So I looked at the Cats trailer and so we find ourselves watching a group of young cats run around late at night, only to learn that this is a really tough area of town. Like it's a gang centralized. Well, I shouldn't say gang. I should say more culty because I'm looking at it from the perspective that this is a cult of furries, people who dress up.
God, you somehow went worse than animal murder.
So
God,
wait, so these are people.
These are people dressed up as cats in a cult that is furry driven. So like any good cult, right? You've got your cult leader, Idris Elba, right? And then you've got your minions. You've got Ian McCallum. You've got...
Ian McCallum's a minion? He's not also a leader?
Well,
he's old as shit.
Has
he gone nowhere? I don't want him as a minion.
Is there no upward mobility?
I shouldn't say minion. I should say
he's
cult,
on the out. He's
cult elder. Cult elder.
There you go.
That's the word I want to be. But
okay,
but he does the bidding of the cult cat leader.
You get a mulligan on that one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Ian McCallum's a minion. Did you watch the Hobbit movies?
He's Catnito.
Candolph? Catdolph?
Catdolph. Gangcat. That doesn't work.
So we find ourselves with Snowball, if you will, because I don't know what else to call her.
Hey, you can use Mark's name.
I didn't come up with a name. I just used the character's name. So Francesca Hayward's character, which is the white cat at the beginning of the scene. We find her running around with a bunch of cats trying to escape the cult that she's found herself in. She's been raised in this cult. She's been raised from a kitty. So
this furry cult.
This furry cult. She's a byproduct of a furry night.
Which means as a child, she was forced into like a bear outfit.
Well, no, there's a certain age that you kind of find yourself being groomed to be a part of the cult. And this is right where she...
What age is that?
I'm going to say 16, 17.
What age is that?
Just right
what age is the right age to start grooming?
Grooming to be a furry?
You mean like grooming yourself?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Grooming others.
Oh, my choice of words made so much sense last night.
No, it didn't. They were the same words. They were just last night.
But you 3-word hearing cross exactly. Okay, so she's basically found herself in a scenario where she wants to escape. She doesn't like the life that she's grown up leading, and that's where we enter.
What kind of? Why doesn't she like the furry life?
Well, she's come to understand that
What's wrong with it?
There's no room for love.
How? They all love each other.
No, but it's a physical love. There's no emotional love. There's no connection, right? It's just about jumping on a pile of cat-dressed humans and going at it in a scrum and then leaving. That's their number one desire. That's their number one end game.
It's very empty.
Yeah.
Have you been to a furry orgy?
Yeah.
You don't know there's no love there.
This doesn't sound like any furry orgy I've been to.
Do you want to take over this and explain to me your time?
No, I just want to...
You've been holding that back, haven't you?
So
sometimes there's too much pussy. That's all I'm going to say. Okay.
1 week we're going to have a debate where it's
Burger's
just
interested.
4 different topics that only you have to debate on.
Okay.
Instead of 4 of us debating 1, Mike debates 4.
Yeah. And then we sit here and go, no, that's wrong.
That's genius.
I guess the
When's your
third one's
birthday?
the
When's your
least wrong.
birthday?
August 7th.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
It's so far away.
I know. You're August 16th, right?
Yeah, but that'd be a good birthday episode for
I
you.
think, you know what? You've just stumbled on something.
There you go.
We'll bring this up later.
Critique, Michael.
Okay, so
We all bring a topic and throw it at him.
Yeah. Go! Happy birthday, you jerk.
So on this one night, there's a meeting that's clearly taking place about finding out who is in to leave because she's trying to bring a group of people with her. Like there's some infighting amongst the furries, and she can tell, so she's trying to find a union of people to leave with her. Trying to find out who's ready to leave and who she can trust, which brings us to whatever Mark was talking about, the guy who was pimping her out with like the patches along his face, that other tomcat. Like that's her crush. So they kind of bond over the fact that they want to leave and live their love freely outside of the furry atmosphere and not be forced to have cat pile sex constantly.
What rating did this get?
I'm rating it a solid XXX, actually.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah. later on, they run into the cult leader, Jane Judi Dench. She's one of the, not so much the leader.
It's rated
I should say.
Tor. Because that's the only place you're going to find it. It's on the deep web.
Yeah, it's DW, dark web.
Pornhub original.
So later on, they run into the cult elder, Judi Dench, and they have to act like they still give a shit, right? Which is where Judi Dench comes into the scene, and they do this big dance-off, right?
As
you do,
as furries tend to do.
Yes.
You've been served.
My fucking trailer. I can lead this however I want to. Okay?
Now, notice how we all didn't disagree with the things Mark was saying.
Very
But
structured.
you're bringing dance-offs. All right. Actually, keep going.
It's a musical. If there's no dance-off, it's not a musical.
No, he's got us there.
But this is the first time you've mentioned that it was a musical.
We watched it with the sound off, Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody knows anything about Andrew Lloyd Webber, he doesn't make movies. He makes musicals that people take and make into movies.
AL dubs.
AL dubs. Following morning, they all wake up. They're bouncing around in that bed. There's feathers flying everywhere. God knows why they're fucking there. And she's so happy that. Well, yeah, they're tearing up the bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Following morning, they wake up because they're happy on the bed.
They're feline, all right.
Because she's happy with her long time.
Fuck.
I'm more happy with the puns
play
that are coming
anymore.
off of this than my actual debate. So they wake up. They're ready to leave with each other. They're ready to take off, but not yet, because the cult leader, Idris Elba, breaks into a speech about why this cult is the most important thing to happen to everybody. They must stay. It's like a Heaven's Gate kind of moment where they need to go and sit down and drink their milk.
Everybody
out of
needs
their
to
bowl.
lap up the milk.
Yeah, everybody needs to lap up the milk. Very Jim Jones.
Yeah, it was like
right.
This
is
is
So
Jones.
you did
like a
include
Jonestown
animal
massacre.
murder.
Yeah, Jonestown massacre. No, remember they're humans.
Right.
These are not cats. These are people dressed as cats.
These are just people.
Yeah.
That's better.
People
So
with
his
lives.
speech is about how this is the most important thing to happen to the human race, and if they don't continue to work, they will be lost forever in their culty like bullshit. But in comes James Corden, the curvy cat, the penguin cat that Mark was referencing earlier, singing about how life can be so much better, right? He's on the other side, right? He's cult-less. So he runs into Francesca Hayward's character in The Unknown. Oh, Berger loves it.
As opposed to cult full.
Cult full, yeah.
Right.
That's the opposite of my word, I guess.
Cultless.
So they're so much better if they leave, which is where we are introduced to Taylor Swift, Jason Derulo, Jennifer Hudson, Ian McCallum, and Rebel Wilson. They're people who've already left the cult. So it's kind of like what happens when you leave Scientology. There's always a group of people who went before you.
Oh, and they like ostracize you and shit.
Well, no, they love you. They take you in because they understand that the life you've been forced to leave.
I thought you were, yeah.
Opposite way.
Right.
So that's where all of the secondary characters come into play.
So Snowball's like Leah Remini at this point.
Very much so.
Sick.
And
Which one's Kevin James?
Is this the quick?
Is this King of Queens? Yeah.
My back is getting weird.
They just deliver the mail.
On from there, it's a lip syncing contest to see who can out musical each other for the remaining cult members as they sing for their reason for staying and the ones that want to leave and vice versa. It's a very intense scene. As the trailer closes, we're left confused as to who the cult leader.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, as to who the cult leader or the cat cult member will leave is. We don't really know.
Cult leader.
Celt?
That's hard to say.
That is hard to say. Say that 3 times fast. So you just have to go see the movie to find out where the end is.
No, tell me now.
So yeah, that's my whole take.
What kind of theater would I have to go to see this movie?
One in around a back alley.
I see. It's on Higgins.
Is the guy just selling copies out of his van?
It's Mike.
Can I make a suggestion though? After all this, I think as a group of 4, we should go see this movie. But we shouldn't find out what the actual story is, and then once we're watching, like, oh, Mike actually nailed it on this part.
Turns out they all are furries.
Yeah, it's a cult. It's a cult for sure.
I'm in favor of that. I think
Yeah.
that's a good date idea.
I think it's a perfect idea.
I think that's a thing we should actually start not doing regularly, but maybe.
Does it come out at Christmas?
Checking out a movie together.
I completely agree. We argue movies together, but we don't see movies
Yeah,
together.
now that Martin's gone, we should all just go
do things together.
Yeah. Just kidding, buddy. Miss you.
Miss you, Martin.
Happy Vancouver.
I can't believe you took this to Jonestown, though.
Yeah. Well, no, I do believe he would have gone that. Last week he murdered a dog.
Do you know,
Did you hear it, Mark?
Have you listened yet?
Huh? No, I haven't.
Okay.
I've saved it up.
When
I was gonna say there's you know why people never make jokes about Jonestown? Because the punchline is too long. See what I did there?
I miss the puns. I miss them so.
Good to have you back.
I just went with the first thing that popped in my fucking brain, right? And it looks like a bunch of people are going in one direction and then a bunch of people are going in another direction. And I was like, all right, this looks very culty. Because who dresses up as a fucking cat? People who are furries. So one episode of Crime Scene Investigator, and I'll never forget what a furry is the rest of my days.
It's funny that you mentioned One Direction. They actually make an appearance in this movie as a bunch of feral cats.
They're in the chorus line?
Do they? I don't
No.
know. Okay. I don't know.
Sounds
I
plausible,
don't know.
right? None of us really know.
Yeah. Everything else is in this freaking movie.
All right, well, it's a coin toss here. Jimmy or Chris, who wants to go next?
Do you?
How do you go?
All right, I can go. Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say $5 million that Disney would have gotten from ABC would be about $45 million now.
45 billion. Wow.
Million.
Billion.
Yeah, trillion.
That still doesn't seem like enough to build a park.
Not enough to build a monorail.
No, but back then.
So then it ballooned to 17 million. So then I guess we're looking at.
And they were just cool with that?
It wasn't 5.
It was 5 original. That's what they thought they needed. Then it, after all said and done, the day it opened was 17
It's
million.
about 150.
Yeah, so 150 million
Carry
today.
the 3.
3.333. Repeating.
All right, without Jimmy. Martin here, we just don't know math.
Yeah, no. We lost our resident age.
Yeah, 154 million.
Somebody get this man a
I'm
calculator.
Martin now.
All right, Jimmy, what do you think the Cats trailer is about?
Well, holy fuck. I watched it last night. I started watching it last night, and it gave me some horrible nightmares. And then I watched it again this morning just to get a better idea, and I'm happy we watched it again. But from what I can see, it looks like the Cats trailer is just going to be exactly like that Ben Stiller movie where they have to go to a asteroid and drill through it.
You mean Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck?
Yeah, Bruce Willis is in that. Armageddon.
Didn't you say
did I say Ben Stiller?
I think you said
my
Ben
God.
Stiller.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
I was thinking like put Walter Mitty on a meteor.
Yeah, I was thinking of Walter Mitty.
So yeah, it's pretty much. Sorry, what was it again? It's pretty much going to be exactly like Armageddon.
Or Deep Impact.
So we see Francesca, our lead cat, roll up, and she's just your run of the mill stray, a lot like a lot of other cats in downtown Chicago. And after seeing on like in like department stores where they have all those TVs lined up and it's all just one channel and you can somehow hear it through the glass. Yeah, she sees it that there's a giant asteroid coming and that they don't know what to do. And she's like, well, using my experience as an oil driller, I can I can put together a team that can fix this, and we can go to this asteroid and destroy it. So basically, as we're introduced to characters like James Corden, who I imagine is the possibly like the Steve Buscemi of the movie, where he's the genius.
I can see that, yeah.
Right? And I can't. But
yeah.
You got that from the way he fell into the trash can?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the Owen Wilson.
Was Owen Wilson in Armageddon? Holy
he dies before they even get to the asteroid.
Wasn't he the
How? What
geologist?
kills him before
I think
the asteroid?
one of the ships just blows up. Like they take 2 ships there, one of them blows up. I know a lot about Armageddon for not remembering the title of the movie.
Yeah, sure. I wish your plot was just Armageddon.
It pretty much
is. Yeah.
You won't be laughing when I'm right when we're sitting in the movie theater and they go destroy a meteor.
But all of a sudden, the president comes in and says, the fate of humanity is...
It's funny that Judi Dench is the president in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell by the coat.
So basically, it's just Francesca assembling her group of oil drillers that are going to... Have you guys heard the commentary for Armageddon where Ben Affleck just like shits on Michael Bay the whole time?
He's like, why do we get
Why
oil
couldn't we
drillers?
just
Why didn't we just train astronauts? And then Michael Bay is
told
like,
him to shut the fuck up.
Ben. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So there's that scene in the movie.
You see Michael
Break
Bay
to Michael Bay and Ben
Ben
Affleck giving each other shit.
It's mostly just shots of helicopters in the background. You didn't see a lot of it in the trailer, but they're saving it for the movie.
Yeah.
All of the action scenes are
and then it teases Bad Boys 4.
It's funny that you say that. I was originally going to go with like an Ocean's 11 type movie.
I feel that
They do, like,
Arnold
a bank
Schwarzenegger
hustle.
will come out in the end and I'll be back. That's
So when they go to the different people, that's like the this guy's the explosive expert?
Yeah, exactly. The assembling the crew.
Ah.
See, when I saw that it was directed by Tom Hooper, I mistook that for Toby Hooper, director of Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, wow,
Like,
good
wow.
for him. I thought
I was
he
like, wow.
died 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, what a sellout.
It's like, oh, you just think I'm dead. Yeah, so I was going to go with like a Texas Chainsaw type deal. But I think the Armageddon plot seems pretty factual, and I'd like to see you argue otherwise.
Well, I didn't see an asteroid in the trailer.
Well, I mean, they're
or
saving
a mention
that.
of said asteroid.
Well, like Michael
there's
said,
no
it's really
audio.
just
There's
aesthetically pleasing
For
at the start.
for everybody's defense here, I don't think a single line was mentioned. I just think songs were sung.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's your musical
There's an
component.
asteroid coming for Earth now. Cats are gonna scratch it away.
The cats are the only ones that sensed it.
Yeah, exactly. Animals know.
Animals know.
It's a catstroid.
It's a catastrophe.
And that's been our show, guys. Thanks for listening to Real Debaters.
Hey, wait a minute.
Do you guys have anything to plug?
This whole episode's been littered with bad jokes.
Okay.
Somebody get the poop scoop. This thing needs to end. I do not agree with you, Jimmy.
Oh, about which part?
Yeah, I don't think it's about an asteroid.
Meteor.
I just don't think that she
I
would-
said meteor.
I don't think Francesca's a really good Ben Stiller. That's that.
We all know that I meant Bruce Willis.
How do you get Ben Stiller and Bruce Willis?
We were
confused?
talking, I don't know. We were talking Disney. I started thinking about Walter Mitty because of Walt Disney, and I'm confused.
I mentioned Die Hard before.
You did mention Die Hard. It's
You
a B
fucked him
name.
from the drive-through there, Chris. Like he's okay.
I'm sorry. So what did you have a problem with?
Don't act like your pitch was so bulletproof.
Where would you like to poke holes? Well, there's many, but just no meteor. I need a meteor to. I like your idea. I just without a meteor, I feel that the whole plot fucking falls apart. Anybody else?
I need one more minute of a trailer to show me a meteor.
Well, that was all in trailer 2. We just watched trailer 1.
Oh, right. So, and the scene on the bed
Had
when
we
they're
had watched
when
the
they're
right
just-
trailer.
It really turns action-y.
Yeah, when they're destroying the bed, that's them getting prepared to destroy the meteor. I get it.
This is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
That's
Dry
like-
run.
Yeah, make sure to smile.
like the astronauts drilling in like the tank in Armageddon is ripping up a bed.
Exactly.
I can definitely see how those two make
See, I'm just filling all the plot holes for you guys.
I could buy
Bulletproof.
into the assemble the team dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
I just don't buy into your asteroid.
Fine. We got to watch trailer 2.
No,
so adamant.
I really don't want to.
You
No,
could be
we don't-
wrong. That's fine.
No, if we don't watch it, mine stays factual. Can't disagree with me if we
like
don't
a-
watch it.
Like a Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. Is the asteroid in the box? Is the asteroid not in the box?
Until you watch the movie, both are happening.
Like last week, I felt confident going in and feel a lot less confident coming out.
That's my favorite, Jimmy. If you could start every argument with "I'm gonna win," it makes everything that
That's
much
how I felt
funnier.
walking here.
Chris, please end us.
Okay,
Please put us down.
Please put.
I kind
Like
of wrote,
many cats.
I wrote mine.
Can you
sort of
spay or
as a-
neuter this debate, please?
I wrote mine sort of as a mock trailer, so you're just gonna have to listen.
That's perfectly fine.
All right. This Christmas, turn up the heat because the cats have taken over. After man was wiped out by disease, the cats have risen as rulers of Earth, and with it comes power struggles. It's a gang war for the ages as the fat cats of the back alley take on cats with fur coats. Did they murder other cats to make the coats? Watch and find out! Watch as we follow Mary, who is caught in the middle of the feuding hairballs. Watch as she discovers a world of dancing, singing, and Taylor Swift drugging everyone with catnip. With the help of Rebel Wilson and the handsome man cat, Mary must bring everyone together and unite the cats as one. Starring Judi Dench. You wouldn't catch Meryl Streep in a role like this. James Corden. By golly, car karaoke finally paid off. And Ian McKellen. Oh, this is somehow worse than the Hobbit movies. Featuring the hit song, the Meow Mix theme. Oh, crap, I was supposed to have that cued. All right. Everyone is fighting for their lives in screen time. Claws out, litter box shaken. It's the can't miss action movie of the winter. 10 years of the Cat Cinematic universe is all boiled down to this. Critics rave. I came back alive to give it 2 thumbs down, says Roger Ebert. Holy fuck, says most people on Twitter. This holiday season, you will believe that this shit got made. Everywhere, December 20th, rated R.
Well, I'm ready to vote.
Oh, that was good.
Fuck, that was amazing, man.
Yeah. It
You
was
did,
all right.
like, you had the Optimus Prime voice there.
Yeah.
That's
Frank.
So,
like every 1990s
So
trailer.
the cats, did they receive some kind of radioactive power?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was like the
disease.
honest. That's the honest trailer for this trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was kind of my when I started writing. I was like, ooh, I am kind of riffing off Honest Trailer, but Honest Trailer does get a little bit more meta. I found I tried giving a plot. I don't know if Honest Trailers really goes with a plot usually.
I don't think so.
No.
They usually just make fun of what you're kind of seeing at each moment. Sort of.
Did we tell everyone to watch the trailer before this episode?
I did.
You might want to give a little cue at the top. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
or in the
will.
blurb.
Yeah, in the blurb. If for this to make sense for all of you and not waste an hour of your time, please watch trailer number 1.
So very solid, Chris.
Link in the
Cats
bio.
Rise to Power.
Link down below. Smash that like button.
Don't forget to subscribe.
I really like yours, Chris, because it's fucking hilarious. That's mostly your line of Robert Ebert came back from the dead to give it 2 thumbs down.
We all did the inaudible thumbs down.
Yes, 100%. But it really, what do they expect from us? With like every trailer gives you enough to kind of play on, and then a little
it
bit
shouldn't
to
give you too
assume.
much.
Exactly, that's the whole purpose of a trailer. With this one though,
They
like,
gave us fuck all.
like,
I think.
sweet
Well,
fuck
there's
all.
definitely similarities. I think in all of our stories that obviously this follows.
Even mine.
Yeah, because it
Thanks
follows.
for the credit, buddy.
It follows this Francesca, the white cat.
Snowball.
We all sort of had that as the
She
main,
died. She died.
the main thing, and that there
died. She
seems to be maybe 2 groups. I think some of us had that as a similarity, like the James Corden and probably Judi Dench as her own kind of group going on. Obviously, asteroids. I don't think.
President Judi Dench.
President Judi Dench. But I know, okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. When I watched the trailer, I was like, she has a fur coat. Is that just her fur stylized like that, or did she murder another cat?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she like shaved it off a cat.
Yeah, that's so she's really like bushy then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's a very furry cat. I don't know, but they all seem
Those,
to have cat
those old
coats.
school ladies like the
Yeah, they all have
be a little
cat coats.
furrier.
They do.
Heavy on the bush.
Bring back hairy pussy. I saw a guy with a shirt that said that once.
Well, this movie has got tons of it.
there wasn't a naked pussy to be seen.
No, there.
We're all Judi Dench.
None of them were wearing pants. First of all, okay, so who knows? Like, are they all anatomically correct in the movie? Like, what do we?
God, I hope not.
Depends how much you anthropomorphize them.
Like Rule 34 has been broken like a million times.
I'm
already.
so
Do you
sure
know-
this
I
has
mean,
already existed.
Yeah.
Remind me, Rule 34. I think I know what it is, but
It's if it exists, there's a porn.
If
of
you
it.
That's the
think
one I
of it,
thought it
it
was.
already exists as porn.
yeah, and well, I proved that theory by telling you that it's like furries are the original weird fucking porn people.
The original bestiality?
Not well, no, because you need an animal
What?
to break that law. But
Right.
If 2 people dress up as animals, I think you haven't broke. Mark, have we broken any laws?
That's why we need an intern.
No.
Is it against the law?
Should we
If there was 2 animals, it's okay. If there's 2 humans, it's okay. As long as never the 2 shall mix.
There can't be a crossover.
And that's really what it is. Like, just if you're into being a furry, just that's cool.
Yeah,
Just
no,
do your
that's,
thing.
That's I don't get you, but that's fine. Do as you do.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Anything else that we want to poke apart on Chris here?
Yeah, I
before
think
we
I kind
vote?
of fucking
I
crushed
think,
it.
I think you, I think you crushed it. I do. I just
I felt the same way.
It was a trailer. It was a trailer. I was trying to give you kind of all right. Like that's what I believe should how the trailer should have been presented to me. Like, hey, this is kind of what's going on. Not
I also believe
whatever
that
the fuck we watched.
if this debate survives, that it has to be done the way Chris did it going forward.
Absolutely.
Like with the
Well, this is a
trailer
perfect
voice.
practice.
Yeah, 100%.
But to be fair though, I kind of liked how we all had something different.
Yeah?
I was
Okay.
I was sitting here. I'm like, like I was thinking of like if we do this again, like maybe almost writing a script from an excerpt of like a pivotal part in the movie that like kind of how like
like feeding us a little bit of it.
Yeah, like how when an actor goes on a talk show and they show you like a 45-second clip, you're like, oh,
or when Paul Rudd goes on Conan.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing. I was thinking like, oh, that'd be kind of fun to try and write up something that kind of gets you engaged.
That's a good idea.
To see it.
All right, it's funny that
I think all of us sort of had something a little bit different of it, and that's what makes it.
My synopsis, I had originally started reading in sort of the voice that you did, and Chrissy's like, "No, you just gotta mellow it out. Just do it in your own voice." Because I was like, "From the producers,
yeah,
don't be a menace to society."
Yeah, and see, I don't know if all four of us were trying to do that, if it would just sort of
get tired.
It kind of lose its muster. That sounds like me just saying, like, fuck off, guys, this is my idea.
I don't know. If the people at home like it, they should let us know, and we'll keep doing it.
100%. If any, out of every show we've ever done.
I don't know how you would set this up. If you set up a poll, like after the episode's released, set up a poll for people to vote. Who'd you think actually won?
That's 100% done.
All right.
Do it tonight.
That's really cool. Well done, man.
It'll be sad when like 3 people voted. Like, and
it's just me.
Three-way tie. Yeah, it's just the four of us.
I gotta call Shauna to break the tie on Instagram.
We all voted for each other.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, pick up your smart devices and get your notepads out. Let's vote this thing out.
The vote. It's time to vote. Live free, vote hard.
Vote, 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 vote.
I'm going to use red and blue to give it that 3D effect.
Seems unnecessary.
That nobody will see it.
Because we don't have the glasses.
Is everyone?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Mark, you ready? You drawing stickmen over there?
Well, see, there's so many letters
I'm putting
in
a
my
little
name.
cattail on my letters.
Okay, all right.
You see, there's an extra letter in my name, so it takes a bit of extra spelling.
I'm putting a cattail on the Y.
I see. Sorry, Jimmy, my mistake.
1, 2, 3.
Looks like Chris with the sweep.
Chris with the sweep.
I voted for Mark.
But he really voted for himself.
Yeah. I wanted to.
Congratulations, sir. How do you
well
feel?
Done, man.
I think that's my 10th win. I'm not sure. I'm starting to lose count.
Stop counting. There's so many.
The feeling is past long ago. It's just natural now. No, I'm kidding. This is the most I've bragged
ever. Streak
ever.
feels like. Yeah. Okay.
Let me be the first to say it's been great having you as part of the show, Chris. And sorry to see you leave.
Some of us want to win sometimes. Next debate, why is Chris a big dummy?
Next week, Chris will be replaced by Furburger. Yeah.
I'll just tie the mic around his neck and he can walk around and constantly talk.
He'll probably win too.
That was a fun episode.
That was a super fun episode.
I think this kind of debate would be fun to revisit again.
Yes, 100%.
You know, where all of a sudden someone's like, "Oh, they're doing one of these again. Cool." But obviously, don't beat it to death into the ground.
Yeah, I think it's a every couple months kind of thing. Like specifically when a trailer speaks to us.
As ridiculous as Cats.
Yeah, that's true. Like this would have been good had we done it for the first Sonic movie before they redid.
When it's all teeth.
Yeah, when it's all teeth. We all like, oh, what is going on? Or anything where it's a big, like years ago, Cloud Atlas. Could you imagine watching that trailer for Cloud Atlas with Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, and be like, I don't know.
There's no dots to connect in that one.
Yeah, especially because the whole movie takes place over a millennia,
or
whatever it is.
The Cloud Atlas
17
cinematic
different
universe.
versions of Tom Hanks.
Anything like that, and yeah.
I'm looking forward to doing another one of these for sure. Well, I've got nothing else for the show. Jimmy, you got any shows coming up that you want to let everybody know about?
I'll be in Thunder Bay on the 21st if anyone's coming down. I'm doing a set at the Fast Lane. You guys should come check that out if anyone lives in the Ontario area. And Thunder Bay area.
And what is the Fast Lane, Jimmy?
It's the name of the bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great if it was like, it's a convenience store.
It's like it's an indie racetrack.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Tell everybody about what you just got put on your body. That's a story.
Oh,
that's worth
I got
talking about.
I got a tattoo for doing a show.
Yeah.
And it's the Homer Simpson dressed as Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And I'm very thankful for it. It's very nice. It's very scabby right now.
Is it your first tattoo? So
It is.
How did you feel under the gun?
It felt okay. Turns out I'm a bleeder. Big time. She said
got a bleeder here.
She's been doing it for a while, and she said that I bled more than anybody ever before.
Who?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like she put like this plastic like cover over it, so when I was driving home it would be covered. And when I got home, I took it off, and it was just like a pouch, like an IV pouch of blood. It was very gross.
Oh wow.
Is that a good thing? I don't know if that's.
Well, it's good because it keeps the tattoo moist.
Yes.
Right, but it's not good to bleed a lot. But I was fine. It's fine.
What's
cool.
What do you compare? Because
like pain wise.
Pain wise, what do you compare it to? Because I'm always interested when people get tattooed for the first time, what they're relevant to for like a hornet bite or a really hard pinch.
It's fun not knowing what to expect, and then you go in and it really not being as bad as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
And then you get kind of halfway through and you start getting used to a bit.
Yeah.
And then at the end it just feels really bad.
Yeah.
It starts hurting again, and you're like, oh God, why am I doing this?
Well, your body gets used to, first of all, they do the outline, so then you puff out.
Right.
So then you can feel it, but you can't feel it as much as if it's
The coloring was the worst part.
Yeah. That's the bigger needle, right?
It's like a fork. It
Yeah.
has like the different prongs on
Totally.
it, so they can just drag it apart. But
Shauna falls asleep while she gets hers done.
What?
Yeah, she takes naps.
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
I've had that happen to me once, and I don't know where it came from. It was the weirdest feeling where I just started to yawn while I was in a tattoo. I'm like, this is the least comfortable thing to do before falling asleep. But I mean,
a lot of people yawn when they're nervous, like anxiety.
Really?
Oh, I do that.
Triggered
in
yawning.
Big public places.
Yeah.
Like at a Guns N' Roses concert, we were close to the front, and I was yawning. I'm just thank God they didn't point at me. What the hell's the matter with me? Do you do that too?
I do yawn. Yawning is connected to my mental health issues. When Shauna says I'm going through something, I'll start yawning. So it's a telltale sign that I'm nervous or anxious.
Your brain
about
needs
something.
oxygen.
My brain, yeah, I'm thinking too hard. I've absolved all the oxygen. I love your tattoo, by the way. I was like,
Thank you.
I didn't get
I'm
it
very
at
happy
first,
with it.
but I was like, why does Homer have hair? And then I'm like, oh, Detroit Red Wings, Cameron, Ferris Bueller.
It all fell into place, and it feels very right.
Do you want to get more now?
Right after it, I was like, I'm never doing this again. But
Yeah.
now, kind of. If it's less scabby, it's pretty scabby right now.
You know what I've learned, and Shauna taught me this, and this is what most tattoo artists will tell you, and I could be wrong, and it's just the way we heal, so this is just an opinion. But we put the tattoo goo on constantly, and it actually is better for you than
Just to
letting it
keep
dry out.
Okay.
Because drying out scabs, and scab is obviously what you want, but you can scab while it's a little wet too.
Okay, so you're saying just moisturize more often.
Did they give you tattoo goo when you walked away?
She just gave me a recommendation of what lotion to get.
I have some. I'll give you some before you leave.
Oh, thank you.
And you can make it all
It's
pretty.
our host, everybody. Wow.
Yeah, everybody's got sort of a different aftercare.
Yeah,
routine.
and it really is your body. Like they tell you, like pineapple juice is a natural anti-inflammatory as well. So drink lots of pineapple juice.
Okay.
Yeah, but it might work, it might not. It's just one of those tricks of the trade. Mark, what'd you do for yours? Like, you didn't? Really, do you remember? It's been a while.
I'm for the better healing ones, I guess I'm a wash sooner rather than later.
Okay.
So some people are like, leave the wrap on for 2 days. And I'm like, no, I go home for like a couple hours, take it off, give it a really good wash down. And I'm kind of your school. I probably put a lot of aftercare on it. Like I use a vitamin E, a pure vitamin E type stuff. And I kept mine probably moister than dry because when it start drying, I scabbed horribly. And then my scabs peel, and then
ink goes out. And
then it tears ink out of your skin, and yeah. So my back, I have some blotches where I had really bad scabbing, but my arm was
good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And smack it. Don't itch it. Smack it if it gets itchy.
Oh, I don't even touch it.
Okay. We're talking about your tattoo, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, do you have any shows coming up, buddy?
Nah, just some Christmas shows, and that's kind of about it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we're doing a thing for hydro workers out in Lockport. Me and Chris.
That's who it
Really?
was, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Is it at a hydro station or?
No,
is
it's
it,
at Gaffers.
It's
in
at
Lockport.
Gaffers.
It's
Okay.
their Christmas party. They're gonna be drunk. It's gonna be a good time.
You guys gonna go? Are you gonna write some hydro jokes and go after?
No.
them?
Probably
no.
not. Just, probably not. No, I think they expect
Isn't
that,
it
but I'm not
hydro
gonna do
and a weed store?
that. Yeah, and a guy that owns a weed store. They're like doing it together just to save money. I
See,
guess. I think they're friends. So.
I got a weed store.
Yeah, we've
thing
got
that
weed stuff.
Yeah,
We'll be fine.
I'll do that. So
Awesome.
That's gonna be fun.
Cool.
Hydro, they deserve it.
yeah, take him down a peg or two. Take him down a hole or two.
Oh, there it is. As soon as Mark enters the room, it just seems to flourish. The puns just grow. He's pun fertilizer, so to speak.
Yes, who's back?
All right. Well, it's been a lovely
I can
episode.
really transform this place. No, Transformer, Hydro. No, not going with me. No,
I get it.
Meta.
I get it. Just stop.
There's something there.
Yeah. Pump the
I'll work
brakes,
on
buddy.
it. I'll workshop it. I'll bring
Save
it back.
something for next episode.
We'll see you next week.
Speaking of, so thanks everybody for tuning in to another episode of The Real Debaters. You can find us online at Real Debaters on Instagram, Real Debaters on Twitter, and if you want to email us, it's therealdebaters@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Someone send us an email. That one person from Utah is still hanging on. They're still.
We have one now. I thought we had 8.
We love you, Utah.
It changes week to week, but there's always one in Utah. So the person in Utah, I'm speaking directly to you. TheRealDebaters@gmail.com.
We love you.
Honestly, it's probably just someone throwing their VPN or whatever.
Probably.
It's probably someone who bought a VPN blocker, and that's where it's landing.
Yeah.
So it's making us think that it's a listen.
Someone out there is Utah, and they don't know they're Utah.
In between
And they're always
streaming
like-
other bullshit, they download our.
Like,
Oh, the Real Debaters are out. I'm just gonna shut off this porn and check them out for.
So we've got one more show coming up. We're going to do a year in review. We're going to do a year end kind of thing. We'll pick our favorite debates, talk about the Star Wars Galaxy stuff on the next one, and any other ideas that we come up in between. If anybody has an idea that they want us to talk about, again, therealdebaters@gmail.com. We're very friendly. We all want to talk to you.
I don't.
So I've been Michael Petrow.
Martin Navarro. Been waiting that one for the whole episode, boys.
Jimmy After Dark. Mark Cowell.
Chris Stanton.
And I'm Michael Petrow, and we're gone.